If you've been harmed by a negligent or distracted driver, let us go to work for you.
Weddermark Keith, the name you know and trust.
Hopefully you are smiling on this Monday morning because, let's face it, we're just a week or so away from the official kickoff to spring. I think all of us are definitely ready, but if you were hoping to be in shape going into those warm summer months, you're in luck watching the show this morning. We've come back up the road to Cleveland, visiting with Dr. Tim DeRoos at Infinite Health Centers. Good to see you.
Good morning.
So this is one of those, you're either in the camp of I can't wait, or you're in the camp of I'm ready for the weather, but man, oh man, I wish I had gotten my acting gear to look better going into the summer.
Yeah, this is still our prime time. Everyone has got swimsuits in mind and how they look in the mirror. So yeah, we're very busy right now.
I'm going to make some assumptions based on what I think you've told me in the past, but it might make a lot of people happy. You're not opposed to exercise. It's good to keep healthy.
Correct.
From a weight loss perspective, you look at it more from a nutrition supplement base than a cardio base, correct?
We do, and we just added a nice tool so we can measure more metrics: body fat percentage, actual body fat mass, and other metrics that are related to different tissues, which makes it easier. It makes my job easier.
Right.
Because people, let's face it, people are tortured by their scale. Even on our program, I hear regularly, the scale goes up and down and up and down and up and down. I said, as long as it trends downwardly, we're good. It's when you plateau for extended periods that we're in trouble.
Okay, on that point, are you a supporter of getting on that scale every day, once a week? What do you think people should do?
You know, that's a great question. I've vacillated about that. With some people who are really sensitive to the psychological portion of it, yeah, I may tell them to back off for a little bit, but here's why I do it. It's not so much to torture our folks, but it's to allow them to see what foods they've eaten 1 to 3 days prior, how it impacts them on the scale, how it impacts them metabolically. Some people have not allergies, but they have food intolerances.
Right.
So you may eat something that you really do well with, it energizes you. You may have another dish or another entree that just completely sabotages your metabolism. You feel bloated, you feel just full, and your energy is zapped from
Right.
it.
So let's talk a little bit about the program that you have here, because it is not a one-size-fits-all.
It is not.
But there are some basic premises that everyone's going to follow. When people come in, you ask, I think, that they be kind of prepared to want to go down this path, but the initial consultation doesn't cost them anything.
Not a penny.
And you're with them a long time.
Yeah, we allow for an hour. We take it seriously, so we ask all of our prospects to take it seriously as well, because it is my time I'm giving away. My front desk is very good about reminding people of that, which I appreciate. But we ask everyone to be on time, even early, have their paperwork filled out, because we email it to most folks, and if they don't have email, we mail it. When they come in, it's face-to-face with me after a 12-minute video. And I go through the whole program detail by detail. I explain that it's not a gimmick. You don't need me, you don't need Dr. DeRoos for gimmicks. This is the real deal. This is life transformation. So it's a transformation of your thought processes about food, but also about what you do during this process. Let's face it, it's easy to get out of balance right now in the climate we live in.
Right.
I delve into that too, because it impacts that person's metabolism, it impacts that person's progress, and ultimately reflects back on me. So I guard that closely. I guard who I accept. I don't take every case. Every case is not appropriate for me at that time.
Okay, to that point, do you have to need to lose a certain amount of weight to come to you? Or what if you just got 10 pounds and you can't seem to figure it out?
That just happened last week. I had a young lady come in, she wanted to lose 10 pounds. And I said, some people at our practice would laugh at you and say, what do you need to lose 10 pounds for? You look perfect. But to her, it's what matters.
So this is a mindset that you're giving people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know we have a lot of superficial prejudices about how people look, or we judge people based on how they look very quickly, right? I've been guilty of it myself. But it matters to the individual how they feel about themselves, how they'll portray themselves to their families, their friends, their coworkers. Maybe they're in a leadership position. I've had so many people that are in leadership positions say, I don't feel good about standing up in front of my employees anymore,
Right.
delivering a message when I'm out of shape myself.
So you do not look at this as a vanity issue.
No.
This is, how do you go about living a successful life? Because whatever your sense of feeling good about yourself is, you want to help people accomplish that. It's not your goal, it's their goal. Is that right?
Right. When they come in, right from the very moment they come in the room, I assess their body language. Somebody who slumps in the chair, has their chin in their hand, and they just kind of look lackadaisical, you know, they either have to change their mindset, or I shake their hand politely, give them my card, and say, come back when you're ready. I want to work with people who want to be worked with.
So we haven't gotten into the nuts and bolts of it. We've heard it before, but give me a kind of a quick refresher. What it's going to first entail is how you change what you eat.
It is. We give food guidelines. They're actually quite broad. A lot of people accuse them of being too strict, but they're quite broad. What it really comes down to, when someone says they're too strict, it means that they're not willing to step out of their comfort zone and try new things. But we use food guidelines, we balance pH, we measure pH regularly, we measure body composition regularly and use that as a guide, being BMI, body mass index, body fat percentage. We also handle hunger naturally, no synthetics, no pharmaceuticals, no drugs. We use nutritional supplements. Most are liquid, some are powders that become liquid. And most importantly for a lot of people, we detoxify tissues, not just the intestinal tract, whole body, cellularly.
Is that where the intolerances come into play? You mentioned that some people might not be allergic to a food, but they could be intolerant to it. Is it eating cleaner?
It is eating cleaner, but what people don't realize is they're internalizing food that is laced with toxins, residue, pesticide residues, and they're in an amount that's not detectable, but they're cumulative. That's where a lot of these new boutique words are coming about, such as leaky gut syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, all the way back when we were younger, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. They're all in the same family, but they have the same root cause, that being commercial agriculture and farming. I'll take some heat for this. They get paid by pounds and bushels, so the more they spray to keep bugs off from eating their crop, the better they get paid. But we're the ones that pay the price for that.
So is this why if you watch a TV show from the 1970s, we looked so different then versus now because
Bingo.
our food system is so different?
Bingo. That's right. That's right.
Okay, so before I let you run, does that mean that if you're 20 years in to eating normally, when they come to you, you can kind of help them get back to what they would have been?
In a matter of speaking, you know, the classic rule of thumb is it takes longer to take it off than it does to put it on, right? But when we combine those 5 elements I mentioned a few minutes ago simultaneously, it makes the process so much easier and more effective. That's why we've never had one person not lose weight, and we can help people that are, no matter what their age is, we can help them.
Well, it's always fun for me to come pay you a visit in the old days, having you pay us a visit, because I learn something every time I talk to you.
Terrific.
You can come and learn as well. Just do be committed, if you can possibly be, to thinking you want to go down this road. But you're welcome to call today and ask more from the office staff when they answer the phone. It's Infinite Health Centers in Cleveland, the phone number and website there on your screen. You can be a new you come the 4th of July.
That's right.
Accurate forecasts matter.
Even more so during severe weather.
Pinpointing the risk where you live with exclusive